What's up, guys? I have a quick short video today. Whew. Okay. And so basically, I was at the library. I was just at the public library, and I said, let me just go to the computer. I heard God say, just go there. I'm like, whatever. So I picked up a few library books. Then of course I got to get on computers just because it's there. And so I'm on the computers, and I go sit at the first one. I'm like, yes, they just cleaned them. The library just opened. I'm gonna, have me a clean, nice keyboard and space. So, people start coming in, and it was a few people there on the other sides. It's just different sides to it. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes and they sit exactly like right next to me, like the next seat over. So I'm just like, why did you sit here? Like, treat this like a urinal and sit the furthest away from me. Don't sit right next to me and you got like 8 other seats. So she's having issues with her computer, with printing. They're like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with the computer, whatever. Try another. I'm like, yes. And so then she moves over. So then this man, out of all the seats, so then this man comes and he sits right next to me, right in between both of us, because she only moved 1 seat down like she should have the first time. Then this man comes and he sits right in that same spot they just moved her from. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm pissed. I'm just like, I started praying to God. I said, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Give me strength. Lord, help me. Help me. Certain people, they have other strongholds and things they deal with. Me, it's just like, it's stuff like that, So I'm like, oh, God, help me out. Help me out. So then, on top of him sitting next to me, then he smells like straight up just cigarettes, just smoke. So I'm just like, bro, and then you gonna be stinking too. So I start spraying my perfume. I'm like, hopefully he'll leave, But I got to spray my perfume for me, because I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and be smelling that smell. Like, So then, anyway, I ended up moving and I left and everything when I was done with what I needed to do. And I heard God say this, and this is what was laid upon my heart, is expect more. Expect it to be that way. Some people, and I thought about like sitting further down, because I looked and it was so many seats open, but they wanted to sit at the very front, the very few seats at the first seats instead of the other seats that were available. And I thought about when I went into meetings or even classrooms and rooms, and they have just rows of seats. Most people sit in the first part of the rows. They sit in the front rows. They don't like to sit in the back rows. Usually the people that sit in the back rows are the ones that don't want to engage or even be talked to. They don't want to participate. Not everyone, but a lot of them, they'll participate, but it's like, I don't want a bunch of people talking to me. So I sit further back away from the people so I don't have to be bothered. And I think about that mindset, and also with me, and I know in my life, God is telling me, sit at the front of the room so you can hear what you need to hear. Sit at the front of the room so you can make the connections that you need to be connected with, like the speakers, the information. Sit at the front of the room. But also when y'all are in the spotlight, or y'all are sitting at the front of the room in this season, to get the information that you need, to make the connections that you need to make. Not even just the spotlight, but just to get what you need to get. God is putting you in positions and places and telling you where to go so that he can send who he needs to send. The right scriptures, the right people, and all the stuff, is right information, the right jobs, the right all these different things. Guess what? It ain't even that it's going to attract certain people. It's going to create the opportunity for you to get what you need. But also, if you look around, it's going to be a lot more people around you. If you look around, it's going to be a lot more people in the seats. That when you was in the back and you ain't want to sit around a bunch of people, it was a lot of seats open. Ain't nobody had to sit next to you because there wasn't a lot of people. But when you go on the front line, when you go in the front rows, when you sit at the front of the room, when God sends you to the front of the room from being in the back for so long, not only you got to focus on the information, what you're getting, but also look to your left and your right, and it's a lot of people. Usually those front seats aren't empty. It has a whole, like, some people are fighting to get to those front rows, those front seats. So it's gonna come with people. And if people annoy you, you just gonna have to get over that. I'm talking to myself here. If you don't like to be surrounded around a bunch of people, if you don't like to have those good morning, to me it's useless, but good morning, that small talk conversations. I just heard this. Just get ready. Just get used to it. Get used to it. That's exactly what I heard God say, is get used to it. So to some of y'all, if that's what y'all been dealing with, God is bringing you from the back to the front, from the back of the room, in the back of situations, and from the back of just your life is upgraded, and God is bringing you to the front of the room, in the front of things. Not even in the center, in the front, where the speakers, where the people, the kings, the judges, the people, the business owners, wherever you are, is going to recognize you and give you the information that you need and help you. Guess what? You're not going to be alone. You're not going to be alone. It's going to be people to the left of you and to the people to the right of you. And with that, you got to get used to those small talk conversations, those, hey, how are you? In the front lines, it's going to be people that might be jealous of you. They might be trying to compete with you. It ain't even just about jealousy, but compete with you. It might be people trying to take your seat. A lot of people ain't trying to take the back row seats. They're trying to take the front row seats. They might try to fight with you. And the seat has your name on it. But just know, when you're in the front row seats, it's going to be a lot of competition. There ain't nothing for you to worry about. But it's going to be a lot of different things. It's going to be things that you're going to have to get used to. You're going to have to change your character and who you are. And in that moment, I felt so bad at the library, because I'm just like, I'm supposed to be Christ-like. I shouldn't be this way. But in that moment, I felt like, I'm like, please, like, why are you sitting here? Why are you sitting here? Please, back. Like, why would you sit next to me? Like, I was pissed. I was pissed. But God said, get used to it. Get used to people where all those other seats are available. They sit exactly right next to you. When all those seats are available for them to have their own space, they all up in your space. You like this, like, and I came to a point where I'm like, I'm not shrinking myself. I'm like, hey, we're going to be bumping shoulders. We're going to be hitting elbows and stuff like that. Because that's not the type of person I am, especially nowadays. But get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to rubbing elbows. Get used to people trying to take your seat or trying to compete with you for your own seat. Get used to it. Get used to seats being available, and they sit right next to you. They try to have conversations with you, start conversations with you out of nowhere. Even when you don't want to be bothered. People, you trying to concentrate and focus on what you're doing, and it's people right next to you talking loud. You can't even hear. You got to end the season, because of so many people that's going to be next to you when you're in these front rows. And they're going to have help with them. You're going to have to focus, and you're going to really have to try hard to concentrate on the end goal. Concentrate and know why you're there. Know your why. I had to constantly remind myself, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, I had to constantly remind myself why I was there, why I was using that computer, why am I here? Because I started getting pissed, and I was like, should I just leave? I'm like, no, I'm not giving up my seat because they came and sat right next to me and are annoying me. And some of them, they're not even trying to purposely be annoying. That's just their character. That's just how you feel about them. But I had to focus on, and I had to concentrate. That's what I heard from me, is just concentrate, focus on what you're doing. In order to distractions, block it out and focus on what you're doing. Because you're going to have to do that. It's not going to be, you're going to go to another situation thinking, oh, maybe I could just concentrate on, maybe the next time I leave this situation, I go to another one, that I'm going to be able to concentrate. No, every time you go to the next situation, the same thing's going to happen until you learn to concentrate. No, it's just going to happen. It ain't going to be until. It's just going to keep on happening. And you're going to have to learn that skill of concentrating. So get used to it. Get used to it. When you're in the spotlight, you're in the front rows, get used to these annoyances, these irritations, and learn to concentrate and focus. Peace out, guys. Subscribe, like, and share this video with a family, friends, or anybody like that, because this ain't all for you. Don't just be soaking. I used to do that. Don't just be soaking in all this word for you. It can help somebody else. But peace. Bye.